Joining us now for more on this is the Operation Dudula Acting Secretary Isaack Lesole. A very good evening to you and thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you, and thank you for having me, SABC.
Okay, let's just first start by reflecting on the meeting that you held today, its sheer purpose and the review of your organization since its inception.
Well, SABC, as you would have said in the inset there, that majority of South Africans only understood or thought that Operation Dudula's main focus, or what has become our hallmark, is an exclusive focus on illegal immigrants. But what people don't know is that in the process of talking about illegal foreigners, it was set in the context that South Africans would require, with a little bit of what we have as a country, we are not in a position as a country to share with the visitors. And this means that the first focus has been how do we protect South Africans to benefit from the hard work of our forefathers? How do we make sure that the economy benefits and works for South Africans before it works for anybody else? So this has been said in the context that we've allowed foreign nationals to take from South Africans, and this from where we're sitting is not permissible. Not only permissible because of xenophobia or anything, but because it's not affordable. So we can't afford to share a little bit of what we have. So the conference today was really to say, how do we move forward if we want to secure and make sure that we don't keep on losing a little bit of what we have? How do we make sure that we can protect what is remaining of South Africa? Because where we're sitting, we think that South Africa is really at the verge of collapse.
Okay, so you're saying you're protecting the interests of South Africans, and we'll talk about the recent spate of poisonings and deaths because of fake goods and products sold. In most cases, we've seen by foreign-owned shop owners. But you've been labeled an anti-foreigner group or anti-foreigner vigilante group. Does the shoe fit?
The shoe does not fit. And we believe that this it's been a systematic attack on Operation Dudula, and it was deliberate. It was deliberate because it is common cause that South Africa has got a problem with porous borders. It is common cause that South Africa has got, we have a problem with brazen lawlessness. And it is not deniable that 90% of the township economy is in the hands of people who are not South Africans. The reasons why South Africa is today grey listed is simply because there's a lot of illicit inflow and outflow of money. And this is as a result of people that are not identifiable in the country. So when you raise issues around the fact that crime prevention cannot happen effectively because of people that are undocumented, untraceable, this cannot be xenophobia. It cannot be xenophobia when you say that South Africans don't have enough and we are not in a position to share, because all we have now, we're already sharing with corrupt and thieves that are calling themselves politicians today.
And I understand what you're saying, Mr. Lesole. So you are saying you're tackling lawlessness being meted out by whom? foreign nationals. That's what you've identified, and certainly in your statements today you said that you are going to tackle these issue of spaza shops that are selling fake goods. Here's the reality though, that those foreign nationals often get the land or the space in which to continue their operations from South Africans, and in some cases they're married to South African women or now have South African family. The distinction, how important is it and how much does it lean into characterizing your objectives, what you are out for?
Tepi, look, it's an easy thing for us to say we're targeting economy, but we're talking about lawlessness. First, we must start by saying somebody who walks into South Africa, whether through the border or jumping a fence, before that person trades, that person has committed a crime. And that crime is a crime of not abiding by the Immigration Act of the country. So that's number one. So before you do anything, you're a criminal, and therefore you should not be allowed to trade or do anything in the country because you don't have the right. Number two is that you then come and you trade in the country where you don't have authority or permit to even to start trading. So you're committing two crimes. This is over and above the fact that you have also received a fraudulent permit that you're using to trade in the country. Fourthly, it has now been proven that these guys are actually carrying a lot of expired goods and counterfeit goods. SARS, over the last week, the commissioner said South Africa is losing 120, in fact, 20 billion rand per annum just on the sale of cigarettes, because consumption of cigarettes, a fake cigarette or counterfeits, is about 15 million cigarettes per day. So we're losing a lot of money.
Mr. Lesole, all of these are very valid points, and I don't want to rush you as if to seem that I don't want to listen to it, but it's because you brought up the conversation as Operation Dudula. So let's be pointed about it. You say the culprits are foreign, and I'm saying unfortunately there is complicity from South African nationals. How are you then intending to deal with this as you tackle this issue of these spaza shops? I went to the issue that you've been characterized as an anti-foreigner vigilante group. So when you go out there and you put an end to these spaza shops that are owned by foreign nationals, would you agree with me that at the end of the day, your target are foreign nationals?
Look, we're talking about anybody who's not trading within the law, anybody who acts outside the parameters of the law. And yes, we accept that the South Africans will be accomplices in this, because you host or you give your property to somebody who is a foreign national and you have not vetted this person. So yes, we agree. Okay. We also agree that in some cases you will find that somebody, a South African lady, is married to this foreign national. It does not make it right. The fact that you are here, it is absolutely secondary that you are married to somebody or you are legally renting a particular place. That does not make your initial crime right. So the first crime of getting into the country illegally must be corrected, and the rest of the other things really become very peripheral and academic.
Isaac, Lesole, I do apologize that we have run out of time. There were still lots of issues to discuss, also about the divisions within Operation Dudula. Hopefully next time we'll get time to excavate that. Isaac Lesole is from Operation Dudula, clarifying who they are and what they intend to do over the next couple of weeks and months to deal with problems, particularly in the township, of fake goods being sold there.